What if I told you that simply tying your own shoelaces at 75 might make you part of an elite club? Or that climbing stairs without holding the railing could put you in the same category as Olympic athletes, just with a bit more wisdom and fewer cartwheels? This isn't just about surviving your golden years, it's about thriving in them. And if you're in your 70s or 80s and can still do the next 8 things, my friend, you are not just a rare gem. You are practically a unicorn with a platinum mane. Let's begin with a story. Picture this. It's early morning. The sun is just beginning to warm the tips of the trees. Mildred, 78 years old, ties her sneakers, grabs her garden gloves, and steps outside. No, she's not going to the couch. She's headed straight for the backyard. She's got a mission: tame the jungle that is her rose bush. As she bends down to pick up her pruning shears, she smiles. No creaks, no moans. And when she stands back up, there's no drama. She doesn't need a crane or a nephew named Brad to help her. Now, that might sound ordinary, unless you're over 70 and know what a miracle it is to bend down without making noises that sound like popcorn. Which brings us to the first sign that you're a rare gem. 1. You can move freely, without pain or assistance. Yes, we're starting with the body, because let's face it, it's usually the first thing to complain. Being able to walk, bend, stretch, or even dance a little without groaning like an old wooden floor? That's no small feat. Most people underestimate the magic of being able to get out of bed without wincing. If your joints still cooperate, if your knees don't sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies, and if you can climb stairs without pausing halfway to check your phone, aka catch your breath, congratulations. You are rare. Style tip while we're here? If you're still rocking comfort and style, bless you. We love a good orthopedic sneaker, but if you've figured out how to match it with a flowy tunic and statement earrings, you're basically a fashion icon. Now, mobility is great, but what about memory? 2. You remember why you walked into the room. Let's be honest, it happens to the best of us. You walk into the kitchen with purpose, then stand there staring at the fridge like it owes you money. But if you're 70, 75, or even 80 and your mind is still sharp as a tack, you're a treasure. You remember birthdays, the names of your neighbor's grandkids, and that you left the laundry in the dryer 3 hours ago. Better yet, you can hold a conversation without stopping mid-sentence and going, "Wait, what was I saying?" That's brain gold. And it's not just good luck. It's often the result of use it or lose it. So if you're reading, writing, playing puzzles, or having juicy conversations with your book club ladies about the real meaning behind Colleen Hoover's latest novel, keep it up. You're keeping your mind young. Quick tip. Try this fun memory trick. Every morning, say out loud 5 things you're grateful for, but make them different each day. It challenges your brain and sets your mood right. 3. You laugh often, even at yourself. You know what's rare? Someone who can laugh at life's little mishaps, especially when they involve misplaced dentures, or the third time you've reheated your coffee and still forgot to drink it. If you still find joy in the absurdity of life, you're already ahead of the game. Being able to find humor in aging, the quirks, the wrinkles, the spontaneous naps, that's not just resilience, that's grace with giggles. Think about it, humor keeps your spirit light and your social life active. If you're still the one cracking jokes at family dinners or texting your grandkids memes with crying laughing emojis, even if they pretend not to understand them, you're not old, you're timeless. And speaking of timeless, 4. You maintain meaningful relationships. One of the biggest predictors of longevity isn't what you eat or how much you exercise. It's connection. If you're still reaching out to friends, calling your cousins just to see what they're cooking, or even meeting new people at the community center Zumba class, you're doing something extraordinary. At 70 or 80, many people retreat into solitude. But not you. You're still nurturing love, friendship, laughter, and maybe even a little harmless gossip. You know, the kind that starts with, "Now I'm not one to talk, but..." Relationship tip. Keep those connections alive. Send birthday cards. Go out for brunch. Hug longer. Tell people you love them. These moments are your legacy. 5. You stay curious about the world. Now let's talk about that spark, that little flame that makes you say, "Wait, I want to know more about that." If you're 70-something and still asking questions, still reading articles, still Googling, what exactly is TikTok? And why is my granddaughter lip-syncing into a spoon? You're a gem. Curiosity keeps the brain youthful and the heart open. Maybe you've taken up watercolor painting, or started learning Spanish, or decided to binge documentaries about ancient civilizations while your tea cools to the perfect temperature. That's not just keeping busy. That's expanding your mind. And let me tell you, anyone who's still growing, still exploring, and still daring to be a beginner at something new, that person is living proof that age is just a number, not a limitation. We've covered 5 signs so far, and they're already painting a picture of a resilient, radiant, powerful woman who isn't letting the number on her birthday cake define her. But there's more. Oh, so much more. Because the next 3 signs, they go even deeper. They're not just about what your body or mind can do. They're about what your heart can still hold. And that, my friend, is where the real magic lies. Now let's get into the soul of what makes you a rare gem. You've already got the mobility, the memory, the humor, the connections, and that unquenchable curiosity. But there are 3 more qualities, and these go beyond the physical. These are the traits that shine through your eyes, speak through your actions, and leave fingerprints on people's hearts. Ready? 6. You still find purpose and live with intention. Let's be honest, after the whirlwind of careers, raising children, paying mortgages, and chasing errands, retirement can feel like an empty stage after the show's over. But not for you. If you wake up in the morning and still have something you look forward to, whether it's tending to your roses, mentoring the neighbor's teenage daughter, or finally writing that family recipe book everyone's been begging for, that is purpose. And purpose isn't always big. Sometimes it's as simple as saying, "Today I will call my sister," or "I'm going to make my famous chicken soup and freeze it for the winter." Intention doesn't require grand gestures. It just needs heart. Need a little boost? Try setting one joyful goal per week. Something small, something doable, something that lights you up. It could be trying a new shade of lipstick, rearranging your living room furniture again, or starting a gratitude journal with glitter pens. Yes, glitter is allowed, encouraged, even. 7. You adapt to change without losing yourself. Here's the thing. Life changes. People move away. Technology updates. Your favorite restaurant becomes a vape shop. Seriously, why? And let's not even talk about all the passwords you're supposed to remember. But if you're rolling with it, learning to text, FaceTime, order groceries online, or even embracing the fact that your doctor is now younger than your last babysitter, you're not stuck in the past. You're rooted in wisdom, but flexible enough to bend with the times. That is a rare gift. Fashion throwback moment. Remember when elastic waistbands were considered frumpy? Now they're in every designer line. So if you're pairing comfy pants with a killer necklace and a bold red lip, you're not just keeping up. You're setting trends, darling. Resilience is one thing, but adapting with grace and style? That's the mark of someone truly extraordinary. 8. You continue to love deeply, even through loss. Let's take a moment for this one. By 70 or 80, chances are you've loved and lost. a partner, a parent, a friend, or even the version of yourself that existed before a big change. Grief carves new spaces in us. But love keeps filling those spaces with light. If you can still love, still care deeply, still cry during sappy movies, still pet the neighbor's dog with a smile, still hug your family with everything you've got, then you are rare beyond words. Because after all you've seen, after all the heartbreaks and hurdles, to still lead with love, that's not just strength, that's beauty. Emotional tip: never underestimate the power of writing letters, even if you never send them. Write to someone you miss. Write to your younger self. Or write to your future great-grandchild. Love deserves to be remembered, and your words are a gift only you can give. So let's recap. If you're in your 70s or 80s, and you move freely, remember why you walked into the room, laugh easily, keep meaningful connections, stay curious, live with purpose, adapt with grace, and love deeply, then guess what? You're not just doing well. You're thriving. You're not just aging. You're living. And you're not just rare. You are radiant. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about honoring how far you've come. Every wrinkle, every silver strand, every moment of, I made it through that, too. You are the living proof that age does not dim the light inside you. It just adds sparkle. So don't ever shrink yourself to fit society's idea of elderly. You are not fading away. You are shining through. And if you're watching this and thinking, well, I only tick 5 out of those 8, guess what? That still makes you special. This isn't a competition, it's a celebration. Every small ability you still have is something someone else might be dreaming of. Honor it, nurture it, and most of all, share it, because the world needs more of what you bring to it. So whether you're a gardening goddess, a storytelling queen, a puzzle-solving wizard, or just someone who still does her own eyeliner at 78, know this: you are a rare gem. You are cherished. And you are exactly what the world needs more of. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click that like button. Subscribe to Golden Age Tips for more wisdom, warmth, and a little weekly sparkle. We've got plenty more coming. Everything from style guides for silver hair to how to keep your joints happier than your group chat. Check the description below for helpful links and follow us on socials for daily inspiration. And remember, this is not your old age, this is your golden age. So wear it proudly. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to explore something that's just as powerful as the 8 signs we've already uncovered. And that is the ripple effect of your example. Because when you continue thriving in your 70s and 80s, you're not just inspiring your friends or neighbors, you're shifting the narrative for entire generations. The legacy of living well. Think about your children, your grandchildren, even the young woman next door who always waves at you when you bring in the mail wearing your big sun hat and a sparkle in your eye. Whether you realize it or not, people are watching you. They see your strength, your humor, your refusal to fade into the background. You are rewriting the script of what aging looks like. And honey, it looks fabulous. You're showing the world that life doesn't end at retirement, that your 70s and 80s aren't a slow fade into irrelevance, but a time to bloom in a different way. Because, let's be honest, nobody tells you when you're younger that your golden years can be just as full, if not fuller, than all the decades before. And yet, here you are, proving it, every single day. Let's talk style, because age has never looked better now. You didn't think we'd forget about fashion, did you? Listen, if you're over 70 and still rocking bold lipstick, a signature scarf, or those funky statement glasses that scream main character energy, I see you, and you are a walking masterpiece. Age is not a reason to tone it down. In fact, it's a license to turn it up. You've earned the right to wear what makes you feel powerful, comfortable, and uniquely you. So, whether you're living in linen, loving leopard print, or just discovered the magic of wide-legged pants, wear it proudly. You've got style that's been seasoned with decades of confidence, and no fashion magazine could ever compete with that. Style. Tip. Want a quick way to elevate any outfit? A brooch. Yes, seriously, brooches are back, and if you've got one passed down from your grandmother, even better. Pin it to your lapel, your scarf, your hat, your handbag. Instant elegance. And while we're at it, age, spots, those are just nature's way of saying you've lived, like freckles from a life well spent in the sun. The power of still being needed. This next part might hit close to home. So many people in their 70s and 80s start to feel invisible, like they've been put on the shelf, like they're no longer needed. But here's the truth. You are needed more than ever. The world needs your stories, your steadiness, your humor, your wisdom. You have a calm that younger generations crave, a perspective they can't Google, a resilience that can't be taught in a TED Talk. If you're someone who still picks up the phone when someone needs advice, who still offers a listening ear, who volunteers, teaches, comforts, or simply shows up, you're changing lives. Quietly, deeply, powerfully. And maybe you don't hear it enough, so I'll say it now. Thank you. Thank you for still showing up, for still loving, for still being present in a world that moves too fast. When age meets technology, and you're not afraid of buttons, let's have a little fun. If you've ever sent a text with actual punctuation, congratulations, you are ahead of half the internet. And if you've learned how to FaceTime, Zoom, or use voice to text to send hilarious messages to your grandkids, even when autocorrect changes love you to lobster, you're not just tech-savvy. You're a digital diva. Embracing new technology in your 70s or 80s isn't about being trendy. It's about staying connected, informed, engaged. It's about saying, hey, I may not have grown up with it, but I can learn anything if I want to. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you've already proven that you are not afraid of the digital world. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power move. Pro tip: try voice commands. Just say, "Hey Siri," or "Okay Google," and ask a question. It's like having a butler, but sassier. Aging with authority, because you've earned your voice. Let's talk power, not the kind that comes from titles or money. I'm talking about the quiet, commanding power of a woman who's lived through decades of love, loss, laughter, change, growth, and grace. You know how to walk into a room and sense what's really going on. You know what matters and what doesn't. You don't get caught up in petty drama because, frankly, you've got better things to do. You are no longer trying to prove anything. You've already proven it. So, use your voice. Speak your truth. Share your stories. Don't shrink, don't dim your light, and don't apologize for taking up space. In fact, take more of it. Because when women over 70 speak, the world should listen. You're not done yet, not even close. Here's what I want you to remember. If you're still waking up each morning, still laughing, loving, moving, connecting, even in small ways, then you are still becoming. There is no done until you say so. You still have pages left in your story. Whether it's learning to paint with your non-dominant hand, adopting a cat named Peaches, or writing down your life story for your grandkids, there are still chapters ahead. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This life you're living, it's rich, it's vibrant, and it's worthy of celebration every single day. Stick around for part 4, where we'll wrap up with a powerful closing segment you won't want to miss, including a few surprising ways to keep your inner glow burning brighter than ever. Because if you've made it this far, you're not just a rare gem, you're a diamond with history. And, honey, you shine under pressure. Now, let's finish strong, because if you've made it this far, that alone says something spectacular. You care about your well-being. You care about growing. You're not just counting years, you're making the years count. So, before we close, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention in our later years. Your inner glow, and how to keep it lit. Yes, your inner glow. Not the kind you get from highlighter or good lighting, though we'll take that too, but the kind that radiates from the inside. Confidence, calm, and a sense of, I know who I am. That glow doesn't come from beauty creams or expensive serums. It comes from joy, purpose, and a little bit of rebellion. Rebellion? Yes, because choosing to keep growing, laughing, and loving in your 70s and 80s? That's a quiet rebellion against everything society told you about what aging should look like. They told you to slow down, and you picked up a paintbrush. They told you to fade out, and you joined a choir. They told you to sit still, and you booked a solo vacation to Italy because why not? That's the glow we're talking about. How do you keep that spark alive? Try these 5 simple habits. Move every day. Even if it's just a slow walk to the mailbox or dancing in the kitchen while the kettle boils. Movement is energy, and energy reminds your body that it's still in the game. Talk to someone you love. Every single day, connection feeds the soul. Call a friend, text your cousin, send a voice memo to your grandkid. Let someone hear your voice. Dress for yourself. Even if no one's coming over. Put on that fun blouse. Add a pop of color. Wear the earrings. Feeling good in your clothes gives you a boost. It's self-respect in action. Try one new thing a week. It can be small. A new recipe, a new podcast, a new way to fold a fitted sheet. If you figure this one out, please call us. Novelty wakes up your brain and keeps life interesting. Speak kindly, especially to yourself. How you talk to yourself matters. Say things like, I'm proud of how far I've come, or I'm still learning, and that's beautiful. Your body listens. Your soul responds. Because here's the truth. You've earned your joy. Every laugh line, every scar, every lesson, they've brought you to this moment. And the best part? You still get to choose what happens next. You can still make art, still make love, still make someone's day with a kind word or a handwritten note. You're not at the end of anything. You are at the height of your power. One last story. A woman named Elaine once told me something I'll never forget. She was 82, sitting on a park bench feeding pigeons and wearing a fabulous velvet turban with rhinestones on it, naturally. She said, "You know what they never tell you? The older you get, the less afraid you are. I don't care what people think of me anymore. I don't wait for permission to be happy. I wake up, stretch, eat a muffin, and decide it's a great day. That's it. That's the whole secret. You don't need permission to be joyful, or relevant, or radiant. You just need to decide that this season of life is still your season. So, let's say it together. I am not done. I am not invisible. I am not past my prime. I am powerful. I am vibrant. I am a rare gem. And every day, in every way, I shine. If this video made you smile, gave you goosebumps, or reminded you how extraordinary you truly are, here's what I want you to do. Click the like button. It tells YouTube you love content that celebrates women like you. Subscribe to Golden Age Tips so you never miss a moment of inspiration, beauty, and practical wisdom. Drop a comment below and tell us, which of the 8 things are you still able to do? Let's celebrate each other, because this is your community and you are never alone here. Share this with a friend who's in her golden years and might need a reminder that she is nothing short of phenomenal. And don't forget, we've got style guides, wellness tips, life stories, and more videos waiting for you. Check the description below for links, freebies, and ways to connect with us on social media. Because this isn't just about aging, this is about rising. So, go ahead, wear the bold lipstick, call that friend, take the walk, take the picture, start the project. Because, darling, this is your golden age. And baby, you were born to shine.